table full of melanites. If the body gon' shine, I don't need the ice. It's real tough. Yeah. Speaking on the times, cause my people need to see. Third eye blind, know they lying through their teeth. They tryna loop the time, tryna keep us in a sleep. But you know we gotta rise like the steam in the heat. Quantum physics to a beat, how time zones lead. It matters just the data that your brain gon' see. Alchemy, your master, all that photon light. Avatar, the body, just the temple, do you see? The deities surround me, I feel the peace. Breathe deep, I push chi like Bruce Lee. Yo, it's Dragon Ball Z, I'm Super Saiyan 3. And we finna walk them down, any town, any street. New world on horizon, I can see the silver lining. Cause the sun gon' shine, then we all keep shining. Mighty lion can heal the pain, you know his name. But they staying on the same old thing. They playing, well let's talk about it. Round table full of melanites. Crystal body gon' shine, I don't need the ice. D and me, you gon' see it's right. My people so divine, know it's our time. Let's talk about it.
Let's have the conversation.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Let's have the conversation.
I don't wanna hear that he say, that she say. You listening to parasites on replay. They top into my phone to listen like we on three-way. It's top into your aura, feel the energy like heat waves. Let's talk about it. Who you praying to? When it starts to lose your mind, who is saving you? If you're moving through the time, what's the energy that's moving you? I wanna have the conversation. We always dropping gems back and forth like great debating. We making our own way, our own land, our own pavement. Just suiting up the spaceship. I like to wake up with the sun. Say my daily mantra, speaking cryptic, speaking tongues. Tell them what I'm after with the one and get it done. I feel my enemies around me. 7 deadly sins, they tryna trap and keep me bounded. I'm not staying around, I get my people, then I'm outie. Yeah.
Round table full of melanites. Crystal body gon' shine, I don't need the ice. D and me, you gon'
Greetings, and welcome to another episode of Let's Have a Conversation. How y'all doing?
Doing good.
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 Friend.
Greetings,
Great.
committee.
And
Y'all look good.
Yeah.
The panel is paneling. Yes, it is. I love it. Yes.
You look good too, brother. You know you are part of the panel
Thank
as
you.
well. Now, come on.
Gratitude. You know, I be trying just a little something special. You know. Anyway. Oh man. So we got a good show this evening, y'all. Y'all better be ready. Be ready. All right, so let's kick this thing off with I believe we're kicking off with Malika this evening, right? The sex trafficking of it all.
Yes.
Governess and I
Oh, it's governance. Okay.
we're having a conversation earlier. So I'll let you start, Quatiter.
Okay. So y'all know I came on and did story time the other day about being in traffic and a girl weaved in front of me and kept weaving in front of me, and we had an all-out shootout on the expressway. And I lost
For
my mind.
entertainment purposes only. No, there
For
was no
entertainment
shootout.
purposes only.
Let's correct this. There was no one had a weapon, and no one
No,
shot
we didn't.
any fire.
I wanted to. In my mind, it was pew pew, everybody going down. But Malika seen the video and she called me immediately and she filled me in on this is what they do in sex trafficking.
Yes. So I called Quatiter because I wanted to share with her in the past some different stories that I had seen. I know they were giving the warning a lot in Georgia also, like if you see vehicles behind and in front of you, they'll get very close and create an accident, and then they will jump out and they will either rob you or kidnapping will then ensue. So when I heard the details of what Quatiter was saying, I said, this sounds like when Ro used to tell me, if you're being followed, text me and I'll give you the address, pull up, we'll be outside. Her ability, first of all, you clipped in front of my friend twice, back to back. So you tried to get in the accident 2 times. Then for you to be so bold as to wind down your window, and the phrase that you utilize is not pull over then, let's get it, pull over. Come on, but you say, follow me to what destination? And who exactly have you already planned this with so that you know what destination to show up at and they're already in wait there? They also do this on the streets. and I want to make sure that we're aware of this as well. And Quatita, we didn't speak about this earlier, but you will have someone that is following you, and they will do it on purpose and make themselves noticeable on purpose, so that your fear is up and then you feel like you've lost them, but they have a partner up the block. And so the person who's initially following you will be texting them to let them know that you're coming in that direction. So you let your guard down now, thinking that you've gotten out of the situation when really it's waiting for you around the corner. And it makes it easier for you to be snatched. And this happens, it happens a lot. And they don't publicize it, but we definitely, Governess was like, no, we need to talk about this on the show and let the cousins and the family know so that they're aware of these tactics as well. You see it a lot too in the grocery stores. Walmart is best known for this, where they will send the women into the store, and whether the woman is having an issue, come back to my car with me, please. Or, hey girl, you look so cute. Where you get that from? Where you get that outfit from? You know what? We have a group on Wednesdays, and oh, you're new to the area? We're all the friends you need, friend. Come on, come over here. We'll take care of you. And then the person shows up. There's women who have posted it that they've showed up to the locations. Excuse the puppy. They've showed up to the locations, and they've seen that it was dilapidated areas that didn't look like somewhere where a meetup should be had. And so, yes, I wanted to give the warning to y'all, because they do this at red lights in certain areas. Also was another one that we spoke about, where they will sit and wait at the red lights. And my mom used to tell me, because in Florida, in the area that I'm in, back in the day, they would wait at the, like if there was a lot of hedges or bushes next to a red light, when you pull up, they would jump out at that point and again either rob you or violate you in whichever way they see fit. So just again, we like to make sure that we're always reminding you to keep your ears and your eyes open, because there's so many different ways that they are figuring out to attack us and our children in broad daylight, boldly, but also in these tactics. It just does not make sense for her to be saying, follow me, follow me. If you want to get down, somebody just threw a cup at your car. What we following each other for? Pull over.
Mhm. Exactly.
She had somebody in wait. I don't know how many people. I don't know how many people. Gratitude to the name sign. Gratitude to the name tag. I don't know how many people were in wait, but I feel like it was definitely a setup, and it's scary for me to hear that. And I am glad that Governess was able to compose herself, even though she was being tried. But they play on that. They play that you will be so angry that you lose sight of protection of yourself and protection of your peace. And y'all know how big I am on that, and how we cannot stray away from that state of being for anybody outside of self, because there's situations like this that we have to be aware of, where they're trying to get us. But they never could. They never could.
Well, what they wasn't ready for was the boomstick. I don't think they knew she had a boomstick, and that wouldn't have went the way they wanted it to go anyway. I'm just saying.
Now, Carbon. In my situation, there were some sawed-off shotguns waiting up the block. I don't know what the boomstick would have done if the sawed-off shotguns already knew what the vehicle looked like. If I'm communicating and I'm like,
Yes.
hey, I'm pulling up, this car is behind me. When Rose said pull up, we all here. They were
Mhm.
all there, and they all had whatever they needed to make sure I was protected, licensed, of course, on their own
Yeah.
property. Pull up to the house where we are allowed to do what we want to do to you. But in that situation, as much as I know my friend would have just been like, pop, 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 and kept driving, she would have kept driving through. Who knows what kind of ammunition they had and what kind of road blockings were already set up, or any of
Fact-
those things, which may have caught her off guard.
Facts.
You know,
Yeah,
gotta
no,
be
you're
careful.
absolutely right. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. But all I'm saying is somebody would have got.
Somebody would have got.
One person is somebody. Okay, that's all I'm saying. That's all
And
I'm
now
saying.
you gotta wash your car. So
That is too funny. Yeah, but yeah, ladies, y'all, please be careful out there. Please, please, please. People in general, man, woman, and child, be careful, because people's crazy as the hell. As the hell. You said, governess, did you want to piggyback or anything?
Um, it was very enlightening when she told me that, because Malika knows a lot about the trafficking because of her different connections, and things that she used to do to help with that. And when we were in Daytona, we were at a hotel, and we may have spoke on this before. We had came out a few times, and it was a glove sitting right in front of our door. And it was very weird, because we was like, why didn't housekeeping pick that up? You have to really be careful, because there are so many signs that you don't even realize is a part of the technique of the trafficking, so I would say, like, we really need to just be, cognizant of what's really going on and what's happening. You know what I'm saying? And just keep that in the front of your mind, and I'll keep it in the front of mine, and whatever I need on my side. So, period.
I did want to add real quick. There's another method. It's the one where they'd have the headlights off at night, and when they don't have the headlights on and you flash them, that's another like sex trafficking or murder method. You have to watch out for that as well. Don't tell them to turn it on because they're waiting for you to, because you're giving that signal like it's okay to follow me, in a sense. So be careful with doing that as well. Follow your own instinct. You see them not having them on, do you? If the cop didn't get them, you don't get them.
One other thing that is a play that I'd never heard of, but that I experienced, and I just had a feeling. And I should have known better than to leave my mama in the car, because my mom doesn't trust anybody, but in the moment, she'll trust everybody. So we went to a hotel. This was in, I want to say Miami, but it was more North Beach than South Beach. And when I got out of the car with, I left my mom, Elijah, and Nye in the car. And I went to the desk, and I'm working out the price with them. And when I come back to the car, my mom says, so I just got a deal for us. Valet offered.
You told us that. You told me that.
Yes. Valet offered for us to get a room. Like, he has a room locked in here that they don't know about. We just pay him and we'll pay half the price. I said, and who has copies to the key? And when he's now seen that it's two women alone with two children, this is Miami. This is a hub. There's a lot of trafficking that happens here. So who's going to be able to enter our room in the middle of the night? Who's up there right now? And she wasn't thinking of these things. And honestly, if I was having a good time, I may not think of it either. If I'm with a big group of friends, like, oh, we got a deal, let's do, So you gotta really keep your mind.
Because they will, even at the front desk, they will sell your keys to people.
Yes, they
Absolutely.
have. There's posts
Absolutely.
of that online as well, where the men just walked in and asked for the name. They gave the name, they gave the room number, the hotel keys. When you're checking into hotels, rules, cousins, no staying on the first floor, especially if you're a woman by yourself. You stay up on the upper levels. Try your best to get a hotel that does not have, what is wrong with y'all? That does not have exterior doors. So like, your room shouldn't be opening to the outside. You should be in an interior when you open your door. Do not stay by the stairwell or the exit signs, because that's the fastest spot for them to move in and move out. And a lot of times when you have hotel workers that are working with these traffickers, they will put you in those rooms. So if you go to your room and you see it's right by an exit sign, or they put you on the first floor, go back and say, no, this is not acceptable. I need to be placed somewhere else. This is not safe for me. And every time that I've had to do it, they've made sure to correct it. And also, if they say your hotel room number out loud, when they give you your keys and they say, your room number is so-and-so.
Your room is 213? No, it ain't.
Give them the keys back.
No,
Give
it
them
ain't.
the keys back and say, I'd like another room. And this time, don't say my room number out loud. I have a friend, the experience myself, where they said her room number out loud. And when I pulled off, a man was chasing her up the stairwell to her room and ended up booking the room right next to hers. Police and all that came out, and me with my little Jamaican knife, because that's what we do. Yeah. So those are all tips as well.
Yeah, there are actually whole rings that have been busted in these hotels, y'all. It's real shit. It's a whole setup, from the concierge to the person that's checking you in to the bag boy to they all play a role in the scheme. So be careful, y'all. Just be careful. Real talk.
Just like
Yep. Prime example. You said something about a song, I think. Yes.
There was
Quatita.
a song that was sent to
Hold
me.
on. Quatita.
Yes.
That is me on that song.
I thought it said Donna.
I thought it said Donna
That's Donna
too.
and Tanisha. Not Bree. Bree's my sister.
I thought you said Bree was on it too.
No, just me, Donna, and Phantom.
Listen, Aubrey. I could have sworn to me she said Bree because Bree was in the chat too. I mean the group chat. So I thought you said it was Bree.
Girl, you
But you
wouldn't even
forgot my
supposed to see
name.
me laughing. I thought my camera was on.
I didn't know you was on it. Okay, I put it back.
I'm the rapper.
Oh, you is. I didn't forget that quick. Oh my god.
It's okay. Just y'all didn't see this. Y'all didn't see this. None of this happened.
And take two.
Commercial break.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. Go ahead. Introduce the song.
Okay. So the song was sent to me from Charming and Phantom. And she sent it and she asked me had I heard it yet, and I hadn't listened to it. I said after the meeting I did listen to it, and I thought it was really good. The message in it is really good, and I think everybody should hear it. So I said I wanted to play it on here. So Charming's gonna play it for us.
Okay, I'm gonna do my best to make sure it sounds nice because we over the internet and stuff. So the song is called Melanite Time. It was Donna's idea. It is Donna's song, and me and Phantom.
Do we know Donna?
Yeah, Donna. Put yourself in the chat, Donna, when you're ready.
She's always in the
Let
chat.
us know there. Yep.
Is that the one?
Say
Donna
hi
Rose.
to me.
Book?
Donna Lindsay?
Donna Rose.
Donna Rose?
I can't think of what her name is on here. What her YouTube name is. I'll have her.
I'm here, Donna Lindsay.
Okay, Donna. I didn't know that was Donna. Okay.
Okay.
She was the winner of our challenge for the book. Okay, so I'm gonna mute myself so everybody can hear.
Okay, so this is her song, like I said. Me and Phantom are featured on it. This is her song dedicated to Quatita and the Dee and just kind of, everything that we get to experience living in this life with Quatita. So this song is called Melanite Time, and enjoy.
Charming, you press mute. We can't hear it.
The button. You hit the mute button on your end.
Oh, that was a freaking habit. Okay, well, sorry guys. You guys got a little taste of it. Okay, you guys ready for real now? But okay, so no, but did you guys hear it good?
I mean, can you put it closer? Can you put it closer though? Well, it sounds clear, but kind of muffled too. But if you can put it closer,
a little far back.
Hold on. Bring me your phone.
I have a video.
No.
You can send it to
No, just give me your phone. Where's the?
I'm
gonna play it on Rose phone myself.
They're playing something, and I muted like no, Quatita, you're muted.
I was like, wait, they can't hear me. My speaker is also low anyway, so it works better this way. All right, take 3.
Do you want to speak?
Okay.
No, they can hear it. It's just my speaker's really low.
What's good, bro?
Yeah, it wasn't this loud on mine. He said.
Let's rise up and Ignite us stirring mother's flame. Flow the storms to light the sky. Let's rise up and call their name. With great power in her energy. She feels so brilliant they can see. The others hide us in their imagery. But without light they can never be. Hear the rumble of the earth. Ignite us stirring mother's flames. All the storms to light the skies. Let's rise up and call their name. Start now, family. Listen careful, cut the ties. Remember who we are by love. She is here and we must rise.
Put my feet in the dirt, I'ma level up fast, cause I really do the work. Time don't work when your mind stay worse. I'ma blow right past, move fast for the loop. In the news, all they do talk about the bullshit. Hit them with a full clip, melanite music. Metatron use avatar for the vessel. Minutes make a move, let to the gold medal. Medusa with the snakes and the locks. What you gon' do when the station's on lock? How you gon' feel when she blow up the spot? Bring the deities in cause the power is high. Pushing the ethers, breathing in air. Hand signals lethal, your life couldn't bear. Got gold on my teeth, paint my words so sublime. Alchemist spirit, transmuting the time. Transmuting the energy, shooting that entity. Still get the feeling, this feels not meant for me. Building dimension, I mentioned too much. Floating the stars, my deity's clutch. We running it up, we loving the sun. Not running on luck, not running and ducking. We walking for fun. Give them a grain and they taking the time. The end just begun. Beginning anew, boosting the earth and the frequency grew. I've been using the tools and refuse to just follow the rules and be jewels and rewriting my script to a new. This life is a movie, I give it a 0 of 10. Can't trick me, my name ain't true mention. Planting them fears, I'm planting and using my tears. I'm healing not only my fears. Time, yeah. It's time. It's in the beginning. Bring forth all things. Buddha, bring forth all things, Adina, that is going to be beneficial for us today. Let us have balance, complete sight, understanding, and see what we need to see to get us to where we need to be today. We show gratitude for our strength, our love, our passion, our compassion, and our day will be great. We start our day with great intention. We show gratitude. Ache.
There you go. I can make it through the whole song, and then as soon as before it ends, I'll be like, "Oh God." I'm so glad you guys liked it. Also, shout out to Malika, because when I say I'm planting and using my tears, that was a shout out to her. Tears are magic. So shout out to Malika on that too. So yes, I see all the cousins are asking where can they get it. We literally just finished it a couple days ago. So as soon as we put it on like streaming, you know, we'll post it, and hopefully you follow Donna, follow Royal, follow me, and you'll know.
And the you on the end governance, that was the icing on the cake right there. For sure.
Oh, Quatita is crying.
You're on mute, babe.
Take the mute out. No,
Okay,
we want to hear it. Turn it
It
off.
was amazing, guys.
It really was.
It was so awesome. Donna, honey. Miss
Shout
Donna.
out to Donna. Shout out to
Get it.
Girl, I'm gonna do my little cover, honey.
With them boards.
Yes.
Y'all inspired me to get back on my thing.
Girl, honey, let me go ahead and
Look
get
at
my
Chance.
karaoke
Look at
together.
Get it, Chance.
Y'all better know it.
Okay,
You can do that dance to it too. So
now.
Yes.
Gratitude. I can't
Yes,
talk
that
because
was
I'm gonna
good
cry.
one.
So just
Mm-hmm.
gratitude. It was great. I really, really appreciate it.
I got you. I got you. So, do we
Okay.
want to go ahead and take who to
Yeah.
what? Somebody said something. Okay, I missed something. I thought somebody was saying something. My bad, y'all. I was gonna say, do you want to take a commercial break or you want to move along?
No, we can do that real quick.
Okay, you guys, we're gonna be right back in a minute. Take this little commercial break, y'all.
Whoever said that everything that glitters isn't gold never met goddesses. When my mind and heart feel led astray, or even on a gloomy day, when negative energies come my way, return to sender with one spray. With intention, I will mist, ensuring protection, peace, and bliss. From the north, south, east, and west, Goddessence makes me feel my best. Goddessence Calming Protection Mist, available now at www.grandrising.com.
All right, y'all, and we back. We back. All right. So Jose, um, yeah. um, it's a whole lot of stuff going. Oh, okay, never mind. Me. All right. There is a lot of articles going around about the whole vax situation, and it's what Quatita, the governors, had said. Basically, they're coming out and saying now, I'm going to find the clip for you, that if you've had that good old jab, you're no longer human. It's transhuman, y'all. You transhuman now. So good. What does that mean? That means, in a nutshell, you no longer have human rights. What that means is, yeah, you're fucked. Hold on. Check this out. Multiple lawsuits filed against CDC and Dr. Fauci in the U.S. The Supreme Court has ruled that vaccinated people worldwide are products, patented goods, according to U.S. law, no longer human. Through a modified DNA or RNA vaccination, the mRNA vaccination, the person ceases to be human and becomes the owner as a holder of the modified gen vaccination patent because they have their own genome and are no longer human without natural people. But transhuman is a category that does not exist in human rights. The quality of a natural person and all related rights are lost. This applies worldwide and patents are subject to U.S. law. Since 2013, all people vaccinated with GM-modified mRNAs are legally transhuman and legally identified as transhuman and do not enjoy any human or other rights of the state. And this applies worldwide because GenPoint technology patents are under U.S. jurisdiction and law, where they were registered. So yeah, anything with a patent number, that means it's man-made. And now that it's in your body, you are now property because now you have that man-made product in your body. And governors said this, and it's here, y'all. It's here. What do y'all think? Anyone? No?
I'm not
I mean,
vaccinated, so
Me either.
I mean, ain't many much to we can say. I mean, we've been talking about this for years. You know, this it was put out there that if you did, that something was gonna happen to your DNA. You know, but nobody wanted to listen. So hey, And now you are a what's that movie called? Arnold Schwarzenegger. Gosh, I cannot remember that.
Total Recall.
Terminator.
Yeah, I was gonna say Total Recall.
That one and the other one, Terminator. There we go. You are a Terminator.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I feel like this was, like I said, I feel like this was the plan the entire time. It's just another way for them to take away your rights. You can't say you have human rights if you're no longer human. So that no longer applies to you, so they say. Listen, we're not going to allow, not in my reality. I'm not going to allow, and I didn't take the jab, but in my reality, you're not going to tell me, first of all, again, like I said the other day, you ain't going to tell me who the fuck I am. You're just not going to do that. You know what I mean? I could be, why was I going to say Tina Turner? Why was I going to say that? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Okay. What the hell did that mean? But I mean, you could, I guess, Tina Turner and rolling babies down the river. I don't know. But
All right, Maya.
You could be Duck Jose so Malika can spray me. But I mean, I'm just not going to allow somebody to tell me who I am inside of my own reality. These people have no, like, they really just cannot, they can't do it. So it is what it is. But for those who did take it,
What if they're not trying to give transhumans less rights? They're trying to give them more rights, juxtaposed to how many rights we have, kind of like some other situations that have been going on. Like, what if they're trying to give them more rights so that they can squander how much freedom we actually have because it's juxtaposed to their rights? Does that make sense?
It makes sense. I follow.
Absolutely. That absolutely makes sense. And it kind of falls in line with what they've done before. And the pushes that they're making now with Meta, and I know Jose is going to speak later on the new Apple headset that I want, but I can't do it. But it falls in line. It falls in line with that, and I can definitely see them doing that, especially with sitting down and talking with a few of the individuals that allegedly, and I hate to say that because I believe the gentleman's story wholeheartedly. Came back from the future, and he said that there was a lot of things that are disparaging for those who did it the right way, for those who chose not to align with the system, and they used that against everyone. So I'm just waiting to see how it played out, because the back and forth between those and us, or them and us, and first they were going to be the only ones who could travel, then all of a sudden they took that back and said, no, now y'all can't travel. The people who didn't get it can travel. I'm trying to use my words because you two have a habit of pulling us down.
It backfired. I feel like it backfired when the pilots and shit was being fucked up because they had taken us. Well, I think maybe y'all should travel, can't travel. We don't know who's traveling where. Like, they backpedaled like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
absolutely. So we've seen the twists and turns.
No, I was just gonna say them pilots was they still are having heart attacks mid-flight, things like that. So,
Ooh, child, I'm glad my pilots has been okay.
Man,
because I've been praying and doing hand gestures and symbols on the plane. Like,
I have not flown on a plane, and I don't want to be on a plane with one of them people and had a heart attack. And I am trying my best not to have a final destination moment.
Listen.
Honey, I'm gonna drive everywhere.
I'm always looking like, I think Yehuda saved that person. I don't think that person. I don't know. It's a lot of genomes on here. Like, I'm always looking like, damn it, and then he'll be like, "You're fine, okay," because it's a lot of genomes. I don't think they're gonna be saved. I don't know.
Full-time anxiety, okay?
Period.
Basically.
Crazy shit.
Madonna's world tour. Anybody excited? Are we gonna vote? Are we voting? Are we voting? Anyone?
And
Oh, whose story was this?
wasn't it? I thought it was Jose.
Yeah, Jose. Who's your
Carmen. No.
Because we have
Okay, well, I mean,
Madonna,
I have
period.
I have something that can tie into Madonna. I
But
know
I
she's
did want
doing.
to say,
Wait a minute,
yeah,
because we have it. We have the Madonna World Tour. Madonna fell
right.
off stage. Madonna Ethiopian sex traffic. Madonna adopted children, and then I just put Madonna. Period.
Yeah,
I
I
watched
got
the
you.
video. Like, I want to say something about this if I could. It wasn't my story, but I did end up. Somebody ended up sending me the little clip video about this and the sex trafficking ring. One, let's start with the world tour. If a motherfucker then put you and said you keep going over here to this African country because you are sex trafficking African children and you are using them in different like they were talking about her son, you know what I'm saying? Can I even call him that? You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot to that. So now, because of that, now you're going to take your 125-year-old ass over here to do a world tour. That's just because they have their eyes on you over here in Africa. So now you have to move about to get this adrenochrome to keep your face looking like Madam from Solid Gold, because you're looking fucked up right now. You've been not a virgin. I'm just saying, long time ago, you know, and I just want her
She got multiple
to
bad
stop.
batches that out of.
You hear me? And she didn't fail the fuck off stage. Now, reason why this was so fucking important, because okay, it ties into the movies that I was talking about. She fell off stage. Madonna was like 61 or something when she fucking fell off stage, right? And when she fell down the steps or something she did. And the bitch popped up like Beyonce and was fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was fine or whatever. So you have to start to think about how they keep snapping the fuck back like this. You understand me? So we're going to get into the Ethiopian sex trafficking, but I'm just going to say this, say my little piece about these movies, because I do believe in what they are saying and what the spirit keeps showing me, and then they keep putting it in the movies. And far as Madonna's old ass, she's probably up there with Tina Turner. I don't know, but she is very, very old. And there is a movie that I just watched called The Manor. And in this movie, this lady was 60 years old. She was like 60 or 61. She ended up having a stroke. And she recovered just fine, but for whatever reason, her genome children put her in this nursing home, which she did not really want to go. And she started feeling like something was wrong there, and she felt like there was a supernatural force that were killing people in this place. And you would see that the demon would crawl up on her bed and like try to suck the life out of her body. All these different things. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. This movie is called The Manor, so this is a spoiler alert. When you get to the end of the movie, you find out that they are using supernatural powers. They are sacrificing the people in the nursing home, and they are using their energy. They're eating their energy, and they are sacrificing them to a demon out in the woods. And they go by the campfire, and they're doing these rituals with these black capes on, robes and shit. And they take a piece of their hair and they're throwing it in the fire. And that's when he'll eat the energy. If they throw your hair in the fire and do this ritual, the demon comes and eats your energy. And there was a cat that kept going into the rooms of the people who were next on the list. That's how they knew who was going to die, was the cat would come into the room, because cats are gatekeepers. So then there was a movie that I watched with a couple people the other day called Mind Cage with Martin Lawrence. In this movie, they show you how they are body hopping. They're moving consciousness, and they're hiding inside of people's bodies. You don't even have to die. Like, if they have your likeness, your picture, a sculpture of you, he was holding on to the picture. He would go into a trance. He would send his consciousness into the body, and he would commit crimes inside of that person's body. So the whole time they're looking for a killer, the killer was in jail hopping bodies again. This is what we be talking about. Third movie, and my final movie that I'm going to talk about, I just recently watched today. It's called Vampire fucking Academy. It had been like calling out to me, and I did not want to watch it. I'm like, I don't want to see these fucking Gina. I'm like, whatever. And I watch it. And reason why Spirit wanted me to watch it is because you find out toward the end of the movie that they're using a magic called Spirit. Everybody didn't have it. There was only a few chosen people that could use this magic called Spirit. And it can heal anything. It can use any of its gifts. The matter of fact, the people who could use the Spirit gift, which was only like 1 or 2 people out of the whole academy, could access every gift there was. We have to really fucking pay attention, because when we say it, we have to understand they're going to show it. They have to tell you this shit is real. They're not just putting it in the movies. So Madonna is eating energy, bro. In that movie, The Manor, they would eat their energy and they would become young. You would not know it was them because they would become young, and then they would age again and go back to the nursing home for the daylight. And then at night, they're back out on the streets like young again. You have to look at that shit. That's my rant.
Wow, that's deep.
It just gives validation for Takeoff when he had his interview with you, though.
Very true. What's up, Charmy?
I was gonna say, I feel like I know you mentioned the vampire thing, but did you mention something about like Nosferatu or anything recently?
What is it?
Or like Nosferatu?
What's
He's
that?
he's just the old he's like the old vampire, like bald white vampire dude. But it just reminds me of that, because you're saying here she's eating their energy, and like, well, I know, huh? I never, yes. I'll take it. But yeah, it just reminds me of like when you said like there's going to be a lot of vampire energy out, because I know you mentioned that for sure. Like you said, there's going to be vampire energy coming, and like it's crazy, because when we think of vampires, we think of like sucking your blood, but like that's just one aspect of vampirism, you know, like that is just like that's the so below version of it that they can paint a picture. But like, you know, that's why we call people vampires, because they can take our energy, and like they show you different forms that they just never call it vampirism, you know. So yeah.
Vampirics.
I'm so tickled by what you just said, and I'm gonna go back on mute. I'm so tickled. Just sliding them in there tonight. Just
all right, bang, wang. Got the one-liners. Okay, y'all. Here's a little video about the Madonna situation.
Started a charity in 2006 called Raising Malawi, but the Ethiopian World Federation has accused Madonna of child trafficking, and the EWF asked the president of Malawi to investigate her charity and restrict all of her access until a full investigation has been complete. They insist that this investigation looks into child trafficking, sex exploitation, sexual slavery, adoption reversal, fraud, and much more. The EWF claims that at the time of her first adoption in 2006, the organizations were not aware of a book that she published in 1992 called Sex. This book was very explicit and pornographic, and there was an excerpt in which Madonna describes in detail having sex with a teenage boy who is a virgin. The EWF claims that Madonna's interest in religious imagery, bestiality, and vulgar porn was actually what prompted her to open an orphanage in Malawi.
So yeah, there's a part 2 somewhere. I don't know where it is, but that's just kind of giving you.
Wait,
I feel like that's a validation.
Talk about this like he wasn't 13. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He was 13?
Yeah, that's what they just said.
So she fucking babies and animals? Okay, let me go on mute.
And then on top of that, she made a song like a virgin, and it's dedicated to her doing these things to virgins.
I was just reading the lyrics to Like a Virgin because Governess had mentioned not a virgin when she was saying what she was saying a moment ago about Madonna. So I had pulled up the lyrics and I was reading, and it was talking about like, hold on, let me go back to it. It says something about thawing out. I'm reading it and I'm like, this is not the same song I used to sing and do the Carlton dance to. What is happening right now? Like, I made it through the wilderness. Somehow I made it through. Didn't know how lost I was until I found you. I was beat, incomplete. I'd been had. I was sad and blue, but you made me feel, yeah, you made me feel shiny and new, like a virgin touched for the very first time when, when your heart beats next to mine. But this next verse, gonna give you all my love, boy. My fear is fading fast. Been saving it all for you because only love can last. You're so fine in your mind, make me strong. Yeah, you make me bold. Your love thought out what was scared and cold. Those are not really adjectives as a songwriter.
I was gonna say, first of all, garbage.
And phrasings that
First
I
of
would
all,
use
trap.
when it comes to an experience with someone for the first time as a feminine, when it comes, these are not the terms, even explaining how I felt before. Your love thought out what was scared and cold. It reads a little bit different to me. So it's interesting that you just said that, Jose, and that Governess brought up the song title when she was speaking as well, and the connection to this little boy. But then again, why would I be surprised? Because this is the woman during the middle of quarantine that tweeted maybe once or twice or whatever, and she said, I want some pasta. And if you know what that means.
But she said she was beaten in black and blue or whatever, but you made me feel shiny and new. That's some shit Rihanna didn't say it. Okay. I just, I don't know.
Yeah, she been eating baby ass sandwiches for a long time. She been diddling children for a long time. I mean, you don't be in the game as long as she's in the game, and you know what I'm saying, and not play the game. What'd you say?
Like, is she fucking all of her kids over there?
It
It wouldn't
seems like she
surprise me.
is.
Would not surprise me one bit. Draining their asses in one way or another. Absolutely. What, Malika?
I feel like Madonna.
I'm still stuck on what she's eating, Carbon. I'm gonna just stay silent. Go ahead, sis. Oh, baby Ree.
Wait. So I feel like y'all seen Catwoman, where that older lady was taking that cream and she was on her face and she was putting it on there, and then she was, rough, right? And so remember when Catwoman had the berries, when she pushed the old woman, or somebody pushed her, and the woman fell and hit the concrete, and her face was like hard as concrete. I feel like that's Madonna. Like, under her face, she is probably brittle.
Wasn't that Sharon Stone?
Yeah, that's exactly what that was.
I'll just keep. Okay, okay. Are we at that part
She's
yet?
fast, and she looked like a girl under all of that. What?
Child, this shit is crazy.
But it also makes you think real quick, y'all, of the beginning of Coven when she knew that her the next Supreme was coming through. She just had to keep looking for something else, or new vices to give her adrenochrome, her youth again, and restore her youthful vitality. That makes you think of that as well, and it shows you maybe that was about her. And some of these things that we see in these shows are about people that we're just not putting two and two together with.
Damn, that's deep. All right, whose story was this?
I just was saying that greetings, everybody.
Greetings.
I was just saying that she is nominated for an Oscar. Her first Oscar was about 30 years ago when she did What's Love Got to Do with It or something. But this Oscar now, I don't know what it's for, but I just remembered that. And I know that a lot of people that are in the elite, the big thing that they are trying to get is an EGOT, which is like an Oscar, an Emmy, Grammy. It's all these awards. And once you get to that certain tier in the industry, your bookings are a certain amount. You're pretty much up there with a lot of A-listers. So it's kind of like, if she's now finally getting her Oscar at 60, what is really about to happen? What is this, a target? Is this something? Because we also have to think about Angela and what role she played in Black Panther. There was too much odd things happening with how she was able to do a sacrificial saving for this girl, and it was in water. So for me, I just say, look out for Angela, honey, because they is trying to get Angela, and she has already reported her daily intakes on her body and her health. She does not eat unhealthy. She exercises and all of that. So they can't say, oh, well, she died because of colon cancer. Absolutely not. Angela Bassett, the way that she looks, you can tell that her diet is absolutely flawless, to the point of where she knows what she's doing to keep herself in her youthful situation, and or possibly, I don't know, could be something else. But I just feel like right now, because it's just, she's getting all of these accolades now and they're giving in to her back to back like this, what is next?
You know, Aubrey, I agree with you. The only reason I'm gonna say I will buy her dropping dead is because I know for a fact Hollywood is still pushing that. So, you know what I'm saying? And people are dropping dead from. So that would be the only thing. Outside of that, I feel exactly what you're saying. But I know for a fact they still testing them regularly. They still making them take that shit every time it comes out. Yeah. So.
But Carbon, do you really think that a lot of these celebrities are taking this and they're just saying that you have millions of dollars? Who's to say that you could not get you a fake whatever and move forward, and the agenda is for everyone else to believe
Absolutely.
that this
Allegedly, I mean, if I was hypothetically speaking about people that I would have possibly known in the industry, ain't nan one of them got it, but they got it. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, ain't not nan one of them got it, but they got it.
I smell what you're stepping in.
And travel regularly. Now, Aubrey, I love that. Now, Aubrey, what you were saying about the role that was played and then the win that was had, it takes me back to Eminem winning the first hip hop Oscar. Out of all of the hip hop songs that are utilized in soundtracks and scores, him being the first win, and not to mention the big hoorah when it was a Melanite group that won the Academy Award. And that was, what's their name? I can't even remember the name of the hip hop group, but the song was It's Hard Out Here for a Pimp. And let's not forget the role that Denzel finally won for. You're on mute.
Yeah, I was yelling too. I knew I was on mute. Why would I yell like you can hear me over the mute? 3 6 Mafia, right?
Yes, that's it. That's
with Taraji.
They won that. They won the award. It was a big thing because a hip hop group had won this major accolade, and the song that we finally won it for was "It's Hard Out Here for a Pimp." Even when you think of the shows that close, I will never forget seeing Soulja Boy close out the award shows, and he was singing "Crank That," and they let the kids run up on stage, and I was like, you know, he's talking about skeeting on your daughters you just sent up on the stage, right?
Then we found out a few months ago he's actually talking about shooting people up and killing them. That's what that means.
Right. All of these kids going up there and celebrating, but at that time, everyone, we know what we know here from the information you give us.
Now, yeah, but then
right, everyone thought it was a sexual act. And these babies, let's not forget Lil Wayne performing "I Just Want to F Every Girl in the World," naming some of his daughter's friends, and they were on stage too. Like there was young girls that were his daughter's age, like. Right, and the babies got up on stage with him. I can't remember which award show it was.
It's hard out here for a pimp.
there's just a lot of thought. There's just a lack of thought for us in regards to what we're seeing on stage, and a lot of thought on their end into planning who gets what and what message will be celebrated in that moment,
Like
whether we
Nelly.
see it or not. Ashe, like Nelly, and the hair twirling. I'm gonna go back
And
on
bringing
mute.
the children up on the stage and putting the forehead to forehead. That's energy transference. Pulling out people's energy, ciphering the energy. You do it forehead to forehead, and just in case the fuck you don't know it. Aubrey made a point in the was it Aubrey? You made that point about the twirl, or was that Malika twirling of the hair?
Where I kind of found it a little bit bizarre because of the twirling of the hair. It was more so of a sensual thing for me. You know how, because if you're a parent and you're dealing with a child, a quick rub of the hair of the child for caressing you, and it is quick, but you know that it's not sexual, and I felt like for him it was kind of like, ooh, I'm turned on by this. It's weird to say, but that's what I felt looking at the video. And then the girl is just in amazement because it's Nelly. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Can do.
Why are you 7 and you looking at him like, oh my God, it's Nelly?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I'm like, why are you bringing 12-year-olds on stage anyway?
You like school? You do. You want to get school? Go sit down. Go
Why
sit your
you sound like a straight pedophile, bro? What the fuck are you doing?
Because it's all in his head. He
But you
thinks
know
about
what?
it over and
It
over.
made me think of, okay, period. But it made me think about Takeoff when Takeoff kept saying all these motherfuckers is on dope and you don't know, allegedly. But I'm just saying. Whew,
Yeah, he like that white girl. That's known in Hollywood about him.
Listen.
Now, I did want to add in to the comment I saw up for Siren. I did got a little something, Carbon. I'm just
Yeah.
moving to it with the Beyonce, her vocal
Do
cords in
you?
Dubai, everyone. I'm going to play the clip. But it's very Siren-like. And it's the way she's bringing you in and trying to captivate you all. And then I'm going to let Malika tap in because I never watched
Can
the
we
show.
go to commercial first and then
Oh,
come
yeah.
back and do that?
Yeah, we sure can.
Yeah.
Okay, two
Yeah.
commercials. Don't forget.
My name is Watita Dean, and I am the ancestral interpreter. Soul Sessions Live is a show that you must hear and see to believe. I have helped many people connect with a lost loved one to get the closure they deeply desire. This is my passion, and I can't wait to take you on a walk with the ancestors.
My bad, Carbon.
No, you good. No worries at all. Okay, Jose, take it away, man.
All right, you all. I'm going to play you this video. And then I'm going to tap in and let Malika tap in because she's seen the show Siren. So we'll just tag team with each other. This is the video in Dubai. It was supposed to be a private showing, but people still recorded. All right, that was Drunken Love, if you didn't know. And she went and did the private show in Dubai. But I'm going to let Malika tap on in with the show Siren, since we got to hear the vocals.
So when Jose had brought this up, I mentioned if you all have watched the show Siren, spoiler alert, let me tell you that now. Don't log off though, stay here and listen, because why would you? So what happened later on, I don't even remember what season it was, because I had binged it once I started watching it, because I was so caught up with sirens and the mermaids and all of this. They ended up showing that Russia had their own siren that they had kept, because one of the American siren, or the sirens that were on American soil, was kidnapped by the government during the episodes. It ended up coming out that Russia had one also, and there's this scene towards the end where these phone calls are randomly made to everyone's phones, and when they answer, there's a loud noise that plays, and immediately they're hospitalized. They're passing out, they're falling out, they're dying, blood, gush, gory. I mean, it's not gory, but one of their friends ends up getting taken out by it too. What it is they took the sound of the siren and Russia used it as a weapon. Marshall Lee, I don't know, sis, but I'll look it up and I'm gonna text you. Because I'm gonna find that answer for you. I'm gonna find it right now. If any of the other panelists know
think
what
it's on
siren is
Sci-Fi.
on,
Is it on Hulu too? It might be on Hulu.
It's Hulu, Sci-Fi, somewhere like that.
I don't know, but I seen that on something else, Malika, where they were doing it and people were just walking off the boat, just like into the water. It was on something else, so they must.
Russia knew the power in the show. Russia knew the power of it, and they utilized the sound and changed some frequencies in it and used it as an anonymous call. You pick up your cell phone, you think you're just saying, hey, hello, 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 and there it goes. Oh, see, like the high-pitched noise in Kingsman. Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what? It reminds me of that damn Manchurian Candidate as well.
Manchurian Candidate was the one where they gave a code word, right? Listen, I'm getting
Where
all
he
my
picked,
movies
where he
mixed
picked up the phone
And they call
yeah,
him
and
by
they
his
like,
name.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Different principle, but same thing. If you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it ties into even what was spoken about earlier with the trances and how are these people snapping into that? Is it a phone call that's coming through? Is it somebody that saw them at a restaurant on purpose the other night and tapped their shoulder in a certain way and said a certain word? Because it's with hypnosis, it's very easy to get somebody wrapped up in that without them even knowing it. And now there was a documentary on Netflix. This was years ago, so please do not ask me what the name of it was. But they were showing like the original makers of MK Ultra, and they were telling the story of the first man who had jumped out of the building, like a high-story building. He just jumped, and the family was saying it was because of these MK Ultra tests that were being run. And it was literally on. I really believe that it was Netflix, because I think that's all I had back
on
then.
Netflix as well.
And they show the examples of people like them doing it right there, where they'll give them the code word and they'll automatically snap into, I got to take this person out or do this thing, or I have to hurt this person. And there's also been some examples of it shown on like a Dateline, NBC 2020, that type of thing, where they showed the gentleman with the book bag and they set him up the same way, MK Ultra, mind control, whatever you want to call it, hypnosis. And immediately they gave him a fake weapon, and immediately he took the weapon out of his bag and attempted to hurt the person that he was programmed to hurt. And when they woke him up out of it, he said, what did I do? I have no idea what I did. So it makes you think about all of these unalivings that have happened over time and whether or not they were in their right mind when they're doing these sprees or all these other things. It's interesting.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, that kind of reminds you of like mass murderers and stuff like that, or these people that have been going out to these schools and causing these school shootings. You know what I'm saying? Because we never hear about them before or anything else. Like the story just don't be completed. That's what it sounds like that in Switch or some shit.
And I don't remember. Like you said, go ahead. I'm sorry, Chairman. Go ahead, Chairman. Go ahead.
No, you're good. That was I was literally about to bring up Marilyn Manson, I think. Who's the serial killer? Who's the one who was in jail and all his people was outside killing?
Charlie.
Charles Manson.
Oh, Charlie. See, there we go. I knew I was wrong. So Charlie Manson. So MK Ultra, a lot of the biggest component I think was supposed to be LSD and being able to control people. So if you think about it, Charlie Manson was controlling people while they were outside, while he was in jail and they were outside of jail. And a big part of it was because he was giving them large amounts of LSD. I don't know how he learned MK Ultra tactics. That's another story we could talk about on another show if y'all really want
That's
to.
Mind Cage. That's like that movie. He was in jail.
Mhm.
He was a serial killer, and he was
Yep.
controlling them on the outside. But
My
he would
question is, who
hold
taught
the
him that?
picture and tap in.
Did you say the CIA? Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't sure if you like. How did he learn how to do that? He was supposed to be this hippie man. How did he learn
He's an
how
agent.
to do mind control on a group of
Exactly.
people? Somebody taught him. So, anyways,
He's an agent.
yeah, I
All day.
just wanted to add that in there. So let's think about this. I feel like, what medicine are they putting LSD in? If LSD can help you mind control or whatever, what medicines are they giving people that's making it so that they go and want to shoot up schools? Or these kids are taking what, antidepressants, taking what, these medications, and it possibly has LSD in it, possibly has medicine that can activate mind control, and we don't know that, and we're just giving it to them in doses, and now people are easily controlled by the things they see on the TV and the light switch that goes on the news or the television or the cartoon that they watch or the commercial that they watch. So, anyways.
It just
It's
seems
all
like
subliminal. It's all subliminal. But real quick, I'm gonna make these 2 points. One, to say, you said, what do they do? You see it a lot of times. They can blow something in your face very quickly, and it could do some shit. So if they can do that, then they putting this shit out here in the air that travels and different things like that. You see them spraying in the skies. You see all this kind of stuff. They do that, and we have no idea what they're doing. When they had us quarantined in the house, they put a lot of shit out. They did a whole bunch of shit too, as far as putting it in the air, inside the ethers, right, Yehuda? Inside of the ethers, making it travel the way that they needed it to travel to do that. But real quick, what I wanted to point out is the water that she was using when she did the siren call, really quickly. There was water from everywhere. We have to remember, this is not her first time doing it. She did it when she was on the stage with Kendrick Lamar. Okay, she did it then. She put it in her videos when she was tapping into the Oshun energy. She has always used water magic. That is her thing. So you got to kind of look at that. Like, she's, a lot of times when you look at their videos, their home videos, they're on boats. They're out in the water. She uses water magic a lot. Just wanted to say that.
So, with Charming bringing up Charles Manson, it made me think again. Quatita, we've spoken about this. Rosemary's Baby. Remember, they had told me about that in the studio, and they were saying, I pulled up an article, and it's kind of shocking me to see this, because my studio situation was that we were watching different stories, and they were preparing me for certain things that I may see and how to respond to it. I'll just put it that way, right? So they decided to play Rosemary's Baby. If you've seen it, you realize how that moment must have went. When he broke it down, he started explaining that the individual that created Rosemary's Baby, his wife was murdered by Charles Manson's crew and his unborn baby while he was away. Now, I've never seen it in articles, but according to this studio session, the gentleman in the studio session, he was actually working with Aleister Crowley to gain information on different things to add to the movie. But now that I've pulled up this article, y'all, get this. It says that the movie was actually said to be cursed because after it was released, there was a person named Komeda. Details of his death are still scarce. He was in the movie, right? In 1968, he was 37, roughhousing at a party when he fell off a rocky escarpment and into a 4-month coma. The very same affliction that the witches used to unalive Rosemary's suspicious friend in the book. He never regained consciousness and died in Poland the following year. April 1969, the producer, William Castle, got hate mail. He was suddenly stricken with severe kidney stones. While delirious in the hospital, he was hallucinating scenes from the movie and yelled, "Rosemary, for God's sake, drop the knife." He recovered just barely and never made a Hollywood hit again. Then Polanski, they talk about the wife and the baby being, out of anyone that could have unalived his wife and his unborn child, it's Charles Manson's crew that unalived them. And then let's see, the last one, it says, it brings in the Beatles. The White Album was written largely at an Indian meditation. There was a song titled Helter Skelter. Isn't that also the name of Charles Manson's monologue for why he's done what he's done, right? But get
Yes,
this,
ma'am.
John Lennon was unalived across the street from the Dakota, which is the landmark for where Rosemary's Baby was filmed. And I never knew that either. So
How it all
when you
does,
bring up
it's crazy.
when you bring up that question of how were they capable of doing this, there's so much going on here just around this and whatever they were. It's like what governance teaches us with them siphoning the energy. How much of this energy around this movie, these individuals were siphoned. This movie was still in theaters when all of this happened. For them to get the notoriety that they got for the movie, and the movie was based around this. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it in the daytime with a lot of people around.
I just clarify a few things too. Helter Skelter is not by Manson. It is written by someone. It's a theory by Vincent Bugliosi, the lead prosecutor in the Tate LaBianca murder trial. So why the fuck is the prosecutor out here writing fucking stories about this shit? But it says that according to him, he often told members of his family about Helter Skelter the months leading up to the murders of Sharon Tate and Leno and Rosemary LaBianca in August 1969. An apocalyptic war rising from racial tensions between Black and white people. I don't know if you guys knew that's what that was about. But yes, Helter Skelter is about a war between Black and white people. So,
and just so happens to be the song by the man that was revered by them, who ended up getting unalived by a crazy fan across the street from where they filmed the movie. Let's stop.
Yeah. Anyways,
That's not cool.
That was a turn. That was a wild turn.
Oh, I thought she was getting ready to say something. Okay. Yeah, we didn't cover this story last week, so we're gonna cover it this week. Governess and Jose, take it away.
I'm gonna let Quatita eat a little bit of her ice cream first. So I got you. Basically, it is about a mom who who has been enabling her son to do all these acts of pedophilia and everything. And finally, when the act gets a little bit too much for her, is when she has her moment where he's raping her and beat her to death, where she almost didn't make it. It's kind of like watching the TV show Something Strange About the Johnsons. That's kind of like the same equivalence of it. She kept turning a blind eye, and a lot of her children as well are incarcerated and have felonies and everything, but she just kept turning to Juicy J and being the Christian woman, turning that blind eye, it's okay, and bailing them out until this almost led her to her fatality, and she's seen how important it was. This is one of those things where you have to learn sometimes they have to stay where they're at. And she kept enabling and using those scriptures and everything. He's going to change and whatnot, until she almost didn't make it out. And she wanted to put her whole story and her whole facial expression and everything, what happened after her, and hoping for someone to feel sorry, which I could not, because, you've allowed this not just with one child and not just with another child, but you kept doing this with every child. And this one came back to bite. This was a bunch of crunch on that ass. And you almost didn't make it out. Seriously. And I think a lot of people have to notice when we have to stop turning a blind eye to things. it gets to in the Melaninite community that is in the Christian world, we get so in the idea of we're gonna turn a blind eye. You know, he's gonna fix it. It's this and that. When they're in the church world, you know what's going on. You know that these things are going on in the household. You keep enabling and enabling and enabling and thinking that these scriptures from Psalms 3:16 and whatnot are going to save him. Girl, Psalms got that ass beat. He did the job. He did the job on that ass. Literally, you did not make it, boo. You should have put your little scripture and say, "Dear Juicy J, please protect me," in whichever scripture that you felt was one, Genesis, because girl, he was taking you back to the beginning. Now you have to start the fuck back over because he done beat you in. Girl, your ass is fucked up. That's the New Testament for your ass. You're on there trying to create the New Testament and shit and tell people, but you're the problem. Like, enough is enough out of that ass.
Jumped in the game.
Yeah.
You got jumped in.
She got Cain enabled.
I can't. It was the Psalms for me.
It was the Psalms 3:16. Oh my God. Okay. So, I mean, not John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. Okay. Excuse me. So my point of wanting to talk about it was because I had just watched this before this even happened. Probably like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, maybe. This was like Christmas, the holiday Christmas. That tells you when that energy was released. You hear me? There's a show that's called it's a Netflix, I think, or on Prime or something. It's called I Have a Story to Tell. And it features a lot of different celebrities, and they each have different stories. Each story is different. In this particular story, this features Blue Kimball, and her name is Teresa. They play a couple, and a chick who plays Hattie, she plays the mom. And they go to her house, and they're engaged, but he don't want to tell her, and you thinking that it's something, but the entire time you thinking that the mom and the son is fucking. You know what I'm saying? And then you realize at the end that he has an attraction to his mom. He want her. He been trying to fuck her for a very long time, and she's scared of him. And she's like, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm trying to prove to you that I'm okay now. I'm okay now." In the beginning of it, they show you that the lady goes into a totally different mother, goes into the therapist played by Mona Scott, bitch young. And what, Ivory, that ain't her name? Fuck that hoe young. That's not
Girl,
her.
first of all, what the hell is she doing on the pretend? What? Girl, who?
Fuck that hoe young.
Basically.
Girl, Monisha needs to sit down somewhere.
Well, she had on a horrible ass wig. It was sitting up off her head like this. But she played the therapist. And I don't give a fuck. Fuck that bitch. Pay me my money. Y'all put me on that show without my permission. Bitch, pay me. Fuck you, hoe. And I said that. And she plays the therapist, and the young lady is talking about her son is like 11 or 12 that has this same issue, and she's telling her about this story. I feel like we have to, that's why it's so important to watch the shows, because you're going to understand what energy is being placed out here. When they kept saying in the world readings, open your eyes and watch the world as if you're watching a movie, like you're seeing things. You have to, because they're telling you what they're doing, what they're getting ready to do. This lady okayed her children's behavior. You ain't just got one, you ain't got two. I think it's 3 of them that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And you're the problem, ma'am. You're the problem. They probably all was molested and fucked up in your household under your fucking nose by your ex-husband is all I'm fucking saying. I don't know, but allegedly. But I'm just saying there's a reason. And then you okayed his behavior, and the spirit just happened to fucking let you know the shit that he was doing to children that you made okay. Now you experienced it and it's not okay. It's still okay. Fuck your life.
No, real talk. Because you knew this motherfucker was doing this shit to kids, and you still bailed him out. You still bailed him out. and then he turned around and did it to you. Now we're supposed to feel no, because you knew
It's
your son was a
basically a whole
monster.
yes, it's a
I've
whole
been
Norman Bates story. A
I've been
whole Norman Bates.
seeing a few stories like this, and I didn't even think about the ties to church. First of all, I
Yep.
think this is why y'all have such good memories, because the fact that you can say a number and then give me the words that come after the number, how is that even possible? When he said 319 or whatever he said, I was like, okay, whatever. That was actually a sign, like it actually fit. Just look, this is why my memory is so messed up. Anyway, I've been seeing a lot of stories that have to do with this around the church, because there's another with a father who's a pastor, and he wrote a letter to get a convict out, introduced his daughter to the convict, they got married, and he ended up unaliving all of her children in front of her, beating her almost close to death so that she could live. He didn't want to kill her because he wanted her to live with the pain of not having. Cortina, take your.
It's the
Amp me up,
monster inside. I think that's the name of the
Amp me up,
show, The
friend.
Monster Inside.
I believe that that's what that is. Yes. And he unalived all her kids, called them down, and did that in front of her so she could witness him taking out every single one of them.
Her father is responsible. I hold him responsible.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And there's been a few more stories like this where the families go hard for the predator based on what the forgiveness that they're supposed to give, and the predator ends up turning on them and they pay for it. And that's just one other example, but I've seen a few lately. So I'm glad that you touched on that, Jose and Governance, because for those of us who do not know and don't put that together, we needed to you look. I'm about to go and get my strawberry shortcake out the freezer right now. Somebody in the committee said you've been tearing these up, and I'm about to go get it right now.
Some of them is vanilla, some of them is chocolate, some of them is vanilla with caramel on the inside. They is good.
You got the drumstick variety pack.
Mm-hmm.
Basically.
Ooh, look at y'all.
I didn't even know. I was just eating like different.
Like, ooh, what is that? That is a pleasant surprise. What is that?
Then Malika finna eat a strawberry shortcake. What
Right.
line is that?
But Malika, just to piggyback off you real quick, the church excuses a lot of bullshit. They cover up a lot of bullshit. It's a lot of programming in churches. I'm come from the world. I can speak on this. I don't give a fuck. It just is what it is. And yeah, they use the scriptures and all that to justify their bullshit. And I'm not in the world, but I keep my eye on the world, and it's decaying. It's decaying. All the pedophilia that's coming out, all the everybody sleeping with everybody. And if you ask me, the church is dead. People just don't realize it yet. Anywho, we can move along.
Wait.
Hmm.
One, because the very entity that they praying to is a pedophile, and that's an oppressor. One. Two, the church is supposed to be the church body, which is supposed to be the body of the church, which is supposed to be the people of the fucking church. So when you say that the church is dead, that just tell you the people in the congregation are mind dead. They are sleeping. They're the zombies that's walking inside. Because anything that's on the outside, they have full judgment to, and it tells you, and they know that you ain't supposed to fucking judge it, but they still do. Listen, when you said dead child, that just listen for real. No, for real.
It's a real statement. No, you hit the nail on the head. You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
The church is dead, absolutely, and broke.
Yeah. Yes, Aubrey.
Basically, if you don't pay the pastor, you get cussed out for not buying Rolexes and shit. Remember that? Anyway.
Is that why that parish? Is that why that parish fought the other day? They fought because the pastor said that they had to tithe $1,000 or something like that, and they all started fighting. Yeah, I saw that on.
I saw that.
Have y'all watched Honk for Jesus?
No.
I watched
Yes,
but I watched it. They alluded to him molesting this boy, and he keeps saying, "I'm okay now. I'm fixed now." That shit is under the guise of a fucking comedy. I could have kicked the TV over, but it's mounted on my wall. I could have kicked that shit the fuck over. Like, they made it like it was okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They do that. That's exactly what they do.
Okay, can I say from a non-church person perspective, I didn't necessarily receive it like that. I got it like, oh, this group, this class of people ain't shit, and they showing it through this comedy because it's real. Like it was really strange to me watching it. I don't know the name of the female actress, but I think that's what the reality show would look like in real life.
It would. It would. When one, he couldn't have sex for real with her. So she had to go down and give him head. We have to look at all of the clues.
Oh, is that what she was doing? I thought she was in the back because the stimulation required was.
She all innocent. That's cute.
It's basically a comical version of watching Greenleaf, though, if you think about it.
I don't know what Greenleaf
he
is.
said, could you just do me? Because I can't really can you just help me out? So she slid down and gave him some head because he couldn't get it. You hear me? So, right. So then, period. Okay. And so then they keep alluding to something that he did, and the lady come up to her when she's standing outside and she got the sign, and she cuss around and say, you and your husband ain't shit. You supporting him, you not shit. Then the boy roll up. And when he confront her, he's laughing at him. He said, I needed you. And you fucked me over. And he said, I'm okay now. I'm better now. He kept saying he's better now as if he had learned something by his own actions. They didn't say it, but they was alluding to misappropriation with a child. And it happened to be a male. And then they keep telling you he made it a point in the movie to say, God don't like homosexuals.
But he like pedophiles? Okay.
Can we please?
What?
Never mind. Go ahead.
What's up, babe? You sure? Okay.
Go ahead.
Before we move on to this next story, you want to take our last break? Y'all, we're gonna be right back. And
y'all know my commercial little. Don't play me.
Or whatever spirit has for me.
Okay. We're going to run through it fairly quick. Your heart, your stress that we're worried about. And we kind of want you to get that better.
Let me explain how I do it. You just get into it. I create the vibe while you be misconstrued. I don't give a fuck what they do. You just get into it. I be high vibration, knowing you a low influence. Now I need to clear my mind. Meditation, I be on my grind. Days off, please don't kill my vibe. Don't piss me off, and we gon' be alright. Yes, we are, 'cause you know that we be vibing. My name is Giovanni. Please don't talk to me like you don't give a fuck about me. I'm real sensitive. I'll put you in your place. I might give you a hug and go about my day. I'm too solid, please don't play. You get bad vibes, you need to meditate. Bad vibes lower the frequency. So please don't talk to me if you ain't got positive vibes for me. I ain't got time for it. Don't be lying to me. I ain't got time.
All right, and we back. We big. We big. Yes. Have y'all seen this disrespectfulness? Come on, Chaz. And we can't hear you, Chaz.
Oh, my badness.
Ah,
So basically, I was just scrolling on IG and basically seeing Kylie Jenner and I don't know the other model name or whatever they want it to be called, but they're basically just taunting with the Kakusas, Yehuda, around them, just taunting and everything. And if you anybody has it's a whole video on there. I don't know if anybody has the video or anything to pull it up to give you guys a better visual. But basically, Naomi Campbell has the wolf on her, basically, and it's all symbolic, y'all. It's all symbolic. And I believe that was that Doja Cat that was dressed in all red in the back. Like it's a whole bunch of
girl looking like an alien, one of her people that had created her up in
Like
this
they
in the
said,
spaceship.
Mystique's cousin, Unique.
Girl, right. Girl.
Yes, look at them, y'all.
Yes, that's the video.
It's just
I
a
really
repeating
want to push
video,
her.
but I
I
want
just
you guys
want
to be
push
able
the
to
hell
see
out
it.
of her.
So let's see if there's another one, another angle.
And it was actually Kylie and another model wearing the same lion head, but it was one with the open mouth, one with the closed.
Facts.
Here's Naomi Campbell. Did you post? Oh, look, here we go. Here's another
Got on a
Instagram.
black wolf too.
Can
Oh,
you
let me
guys
bring
see?
you up. Hold on, Mama.
Okay.
Get you up. Okay, there you go.
So it's Kylie Jenner, yeah, and then here's the other model you're talking about.
Is that Bella or somebody?
Let
No,
me
she's
see.
like old and washed up. I forget her name.
Oh, it says
It's
Irene.
Arena Shake, Arena Shake, something.
Disrespectful. It's a message, as far as I'm concerned. It's
I
a
was gonna say,
message.
who was in charge of making sure that those videos and pictures got clearly taken? Because they surely did make a point to show exactly what they had going on, so we did not misunderstand anything that was happening.
I wanted to know why like Doja Cat was wearing all the red, like it was so symbolic in there. And then I believe somebody else had on white back there, like you can see them in the back seat, and then walking around with the Kakusas on the head, just the head though, not the whole body, but just the head. So you know who
Doja
I
Cat
think
looked like
with-
to me in that red? She looked like Azazel, the demon Azazel.
I never thought of it that way, but I see what you're saying.
I'm gonna say that something with Doja Cat's outfit is, I guess, all of the Swarovskis or crystals or whatever is on her were put on hand one by one. So, which I think it's like a couple thousand of them or something like that. So
Yeah,
I don't
it took
know.
them about
Like,
5 hours to put it on there.
yeah.
And she kept saying
Like,
it's so
what kind of ritual?
symbolic.
Right. Exactly. We know.
they always talking about something symbolic, but they never want us to break down what is it symbolic of. You know what I'm saying?
I did want to bring up what we were talking about in the meeting, like when Malika had sparked a lot of our minds and had us all get like a bonk in the head when she was talking about Little Red Riding Hood. And then we went from Goldilocks and the Three Bears and that reference.
I'm not gonna go into it because it's class. It's class work.
Okay.
But that's just a little food for thought.
Yeah.
Make sure that you go and register for the classes. Make sure you're paying attention to the classes that are being posted so that you can hear that one, because that was literally a
Just so they understand what
tuned
we're
in.
talking about, though, so they'll
Drop.
know. Teglatron is the wolf, and guided me, and Guided had talked about, but it wasn't registering what he was saying to me. Like, is Teletron a wolf? And I'm like, I don't know why you asked that. Like, and he broke it down to me like of why, because what the spirit had said through me had said, but I never put it together. He did. And so I was like, oh, so then today we did have that conversation. So I'm gonna put up the Teletron into Tetanus. That is a big thing too. The deity is Tetanus, as well as Etheria, and how they all connect and who they are, and that's going up too. So make sure you look for that, because what he's talking about is definitely in class. But let's real quick. What he's talking about is the different childhood stories. We can't say that. The different childhood stories, and how they connect. Go ahead, Jose, please.
Basically, how they all connect in a sense is where we have all noticed that the Kukusa has always been there. The Kukusa has always been the one that has been in the negative connotation of the lighting, but they've always been doing the right format of things. It's always been someone else coming in to infiltrate and make you think and make your mind go like, oh, this is how that's going. But it's never how it seems at all.
Never. Nope. It's a whole bunch of kids' stories that were not children's stories that go with the deities, and we did not realize, we had no fucking clue that that's what was happening. I think this is you too, Jose, or is that the panel?
Yes,
Okay.
it is me as well. There was a bunch of mass pedo arrests because there was a sex ring going on with Disney. There are a lot of people going missing, and they're doing like a Disney campus thing going on, and they're building campus over there. There are several people going missing right now, and Melanite from Latino. Some are being found. As the one lady we had talked, Marissa Burton, we had talked previously about her. She had been found, but that's just to, keep it sugar coated on the ones that are really actually still missing. There are several still missing. And that was when we started talking about the laws of the land and laws of the water. Disney also has a cruise ship. So the laws of the land are different from the laws of the water. The things you do over there on the water are different than what they do over here on the land. And even if to help you grasp that concept in the Avatar, they are avatars on land, but there are also avatars on water. The laws of the water and the land clash in the two movies to help you gather that concept as well. Basically, from those laws, you understand they can do trafficking a little different and drugs a little different on water. They can do trafficking a little different on land. But with the two, it's kind of like, yes, maritime. Yes, gratitude guided. And it's basically the two are coincided in how things are going and how they're getting sex trafficking going and how they're looking and keeping these rings up and up. A lot of police were found in these rings. A lot of police were caught actually affiliated secretly within these rings. It's a little harder on the water, but on land, it's been coming out, popping just back and forth, popping back and forth. But on water, they've been trying to up the ante with it and try to do the whole let's not meet and Reddits with it. They tell you those are fake, but they're not fake. They're very real. They're very true. And a lot of people don't understand that those stories are their actuality. It's going on, and a lot of people aren't coming back from them. And there's some people that probably are coming back from them, but are just putting their story out there secretly in these Reddits and let's not meet. But these are real scenarios that really do happen. And I just wanted to make people aware that actually goes on. Even in Orlando, they have the air tags that they're putting in these kids' little backpacks or on their garments when they see them. Even probably, I did see a video where they do it on the collar. They're doing a lot of slick things with your children when you're not really looking, because the compaction of where you're at and the huge massive amount of people, it's easier to just do that and swipe your child. You think your child's just going home. There's a tracker as well on your baby, or in that vicinity your child is missing, there's a tracker on your child as well. So there's a lot of things you have to take in accountability. They have a lot of tactics. Disney is known for having a lot of tactics and a lot of hidden layers and whatnot.
Especially on those cruise ships, you guys. Those Disney cruises. You guys have to be really careful on those because not only do you have the maritime law water thing Jose was talking about, so then you have American law for water, like when you're in the states, and then you have a set of laws for international waters. So it's real easy on these ships to go missing. It really is. Um, yeah, just be careful, y'all. Be careful. Be careful. Disney is one of the biggest sex trafficking rings out there for those that do not know, and they get busted yearly. Okay, on something. What's up, Charmin?
Last thing related. We were just talking about. Wait, did we bring up hotels here? We talked about it earlier, and how hotels assist in trafficking. And I just looked up Disney California, and the pink is all of the hotels. So naturally, you're going to see hotels. Naturally, you're going to see hotels around. Sorry, it's on my iPad. Around it, because it's a park. It's a Disneyland park. But there is probably, I don't know, maybe 30, maybe 50 around Disneyland itself. So you never know how many people are going in and out, unless you do the research and take the time to look it up. We'll never hear about how many people go missing, how many people are being trafficked in and out of these hotels around just California.
Absolutely, and we're not knowing if these utilidors under the parks are going straight to these hotels. You don't know. We have no idea. There's a whole world underneath Disneyland that most people don't know about. So anyway, let's move it along, y'all. How do you say her? Zakira Kemp?
Zakira Kemp. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, Governess, I'm not sure how you do. Do you want me to give the details, or you want me?
Yeah,
to
no, I want you to go first. Tell it first.
Okay.
Everybody understand.
Okay, so a cousin brought this story to me through Instagram. So big up to protecting my P76, Dillian. When I went to the first video, I was completely confused, and I had to do a bit more digging. So this is a young girl, and it's very parallel to Shanquella's case. To give you some details, and Governess, if at any time you want to cut me off, just do that and I will stop, because there's a lot of information here. So her mom last saw her in July 2022 after she went on a road trip with her friends. She left Colleen, her hometown. She was away at school. She came to her hometown visiting, and then she left Colleen, her hometown, with Michael and her bestie, guy friend, and his girlfriend, Rhonda, for a trip to Hanover, Maryland on July the 3rd. Her mom said she made it to Hanover on the 4th. They were said to be staying with a friend by the name of Aiden. Zakira shared her location with her mom, but 4 days later, it was turned off. The last ping from her phone was at a bowling alley on the evening of July 7th. By 1 a.m., Zakira's location was turned off, and the mom no longer had a connection with her. A few hours later, a friend by the name of Lakeisha called Zakira's mom and said, Aiden's mom is trying to get in touch with you. Lakeisha allegedly said something happened, and so began the conference call with Zakira's mom, Michael's mom, and another woman who I believe, but it wasn't specified, was Aiden's mom. Now, it's also been said that Aiden was having a party at his house, and that's the party that they were going to for this road trip. Zakira's mom reported that she was sobbing because they wouldn't tell her anything until she finally blurted out, "Is my baby unalived?" But she used the other word. And when she said that, the phone hung up. Charles County said Zakira died in the car crash. Her friends told the mom that she was driving drunk when she crashed the vehicle into the tree. She was the only person in the vehicle that didn't survive. Michael and Rhonda were able to get out, but the vehicle blew up. This was one version of the story because, according to other reports provided, Zakira was actually in the back seat of the vehicle and was not driving. Her body was burned beyond recognition. Michael's mom told Zakira's mom that Michael had a broken hip, a broken leg, a fractured skull, 2 collapsed lungs, and he underwent open heart surgery. But Zakira's mom could hear him talking in the background. So how? Zakira's mom also wondered how was he able to pull his girlfriend to safety, because they got out the car before it blew up. So with all of these things happening, the open heart, the collapsed lung, how could he get out and also pull his girlfriend to safety? They said the crash happened in the middle of the woods, the friends did. However, it was later found out that the car crashed in front of a house in a residential area. The autopsy report again stated that Zakira was actually in the back seat. Remember, they said that the friend said she was driving. Zakira was in the back seat and had no alcohol in her system. Zakira's mom believes that was not her daughter in the vehicle. There were unconfirmed dental records and conflicting autopsy reports. The autopsy stated the body in the car was 88 pounds, 3 feet 3 inches tall, but Zakira was 169 pounds, 5'4". Supposedly, both forearms and legs were detached in the accident, but the autopsy photos show the body had legs attached, the photos that the mom received. Zakira's mom was not allowed to see the body according to Maryland guidelines. The funeral home would not allow her to ship the body back home. They instead forced her to cremate the body. And so now Zakira's body is cremated. There was no 911 call, so how the authorities know how to show up. Zakira's mom visited the site, and a homeowner there said a man had showed up twice to the site of the accident and stated his 2 sons were in the car and that his son passed away in the accident. His other son was in critical condition, and the young girl that was in the car walked away with no injuries. It's a whole conundrum, y'all, and they're trying to figure it out.
All right. Real quick.
And now welcome to the stage, the world-renowned ancestral interpreter, my good friend, good buddy girl, Quatita Dean.
Yeah. Okay, gratitude. I am Quatita. I like to say thank you. Okay. Real quick, I just fucking found the list. Oh my God. I found the fucking list, my list readings. I just found them. Why would they be in this binder?
Well, congratulations.
Okay. So fuck with me tomorrow night. I got you. And I'll see who I didn't get to. Okay. Real quick, I'm so glad you brought up the person Aiden because it validated something that Spirit had told me after, because I was in it when I got off the meeting because I was trying to understand. So when Malika first brought it up in the meeting, I said, Spirit immediately told me that a gentleman killed her. Like before she even got to the car crash part of it, Spirit had already told me that a man had killed her. And when we were speaking about it, I kept feeling like the female was jealous about her and had some sort of issue, which makes sense because I didn't realize that the male was her best friend. Okay. And then when I got off the meeting, Spirit kept saying they met someone. There was another guy. They met someone. It was another guy. So that would make sense about the other person. Okay. So now we're going to jump into Walk with Crime real quick on Zakira Kemp. You had also said about her legs, and I said to you, I feel like they dismembered her. They were going to try to, and so they created the fire to cover the murder. One, I feel like she was hit in her head, somewhere around the forehead or temple spot, okay? Somewhere in this region up in here, I feel like she was hit in her head. But I keep feeling like there was a whole argument that took place. There was some sort of thing that took place where she was into it with a male. I feel like there was a male that she had words with, because I also keep hearing somebody say, shut up, bitch. You know what I mean? But it feels like a masculine energy saying that. I also feel like maybe she got hit in her ear too, because my ear is hurting really bad. Like somebody just hit me in my fucking ear. So, and it may have thrown her off her equilibrium. I feel like she was placed in the car. That is not where she died. I feel like she was put into the vehicle. This whole thing was staged. I feel like there was a gap in time of her passing by 2 to 3 hours. There was a gap in time, because I also keep feeling like she walked off. Like there was a walk off. like she walked off somewhere. This is somewhere with a long stretch of road with trees that go down the side of the road. Okay. And I feel like there's a house or something that sits back in that area. But I feel like they went after her too. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like what you gonna do? Walk? You know what I'm saying? I feel like you ain't gonna be able to do that. Wherever this is taking place, I feel like there's a long stretch of road, and I see trees on both sides. Excuse me. When I feel like she's hitting her head, I'm not sure she's hit like with a fist or if she was hit with a car, because I feel like she was walking. Okay, so I can't tell that difference at this moment, but I feel like there was an initial 3 people, and then a 4th person was brought into it to help cover this story. I feel like what was told to the other people that were there, or the parents of those people, didn't make sense to the parents, and they understood, but they were going to protect their children. I feel like everybody has a notion of what happened to this female, but nobody is actually speaking on it. There's a gap in time, because I keep feeling like my hair is on the front of this car. Like I feel like there's a lock or a piece of her hair that was like intertwined. And I feel like reason why there was a gap in time, 1, because they had to talk about it. 2, I feel like they cleaned the car. They had to clean this car or something before they set it on fire, because regardless of you setting it on fire, there's going to be evidence in the front of the car, although there's no dent. I keep feeling like her hair, because Spirit keeps saying like a lock of her hair or a piece of her hair, whether that was like a lace front or her real hair. There's hair that was on the front of the car along with some blood or something. I feel like they hit her with a car or something, bro. Like there was a car accident, but I feel like she was not in the vehicle. I feel like she was put in the vehicle. I don't feel like she was dead at that moment. I feel like there is hours here. Like they may have even driven her the fuck around, like they were going to take her to a hospital and did not, and allow her to pass in the back seat of the car. And they could not explain that. And they were in a panic. And I feel like they were going to get rid of her body in some capacity, but they felt like that was not going to work, because what are we going to do here? There is a stretch of time. I keep saying 3 hours, but I feel like it may be like 3 to 5 hours actually, because there is a stretch of time to where she, like, this is like a block of time where things were done here. And so I feel like I don't think they necessarily took her to a car wash, but I feel like they cleaned a part of this car off before they like set this car on fire. She was put into this car. It's something that's bothering me about it, because I feel like 2 situations happen. Because I don't know if after that they like purposefully ran it into something or a tree or something, like because they had to, like they were thinking on their fucking feet. You understand what I'm saying? Like they were really thinking, being very strategic on what to do. But I feel like they still missed something. And if the detectives would do their job properly, they would have been able to like figure this out or find this out, because I feel like they just didn't. They just didn't. Also keep feeling like there's some sort of connection to somebody that knows somebody. like a political, like, oh, like my mom's brother knows the senator or the governor. Like I feel like there's some sort of connection or something to somebody with a either or to the police or to a political person. Like, but I keep feeling like it has something to do with one of the mothers of one of these people here, or they're known in the community or something. I feel like there were several things that happened with this. Because either they hit her with a car or somebody hit her head on this car. Like they're standing out here by this car, and I feel like they ended up putting her in the car because she's like, she needs to go to a hospital. And they're like, we're going to take you to the hospital. But I don't feel like they did. I feel like they drove around for a while, and I feel like she passed in the back seat. You know, that's pretty fucking fucked up to me. This was not an accident for what I feel like and what I see allegedly. It's something with the spirit keeps showing me. It's really weird, and I can't make it make sense, but I'm going to say it. I feel like her finger was broken too. Like her finger's broken. And I don't know why or how that would have been, but I feel like her finger is broken. I feel like she had several injuries to her body. And again, it like a masculine male best friend, just like Shaquilla. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is some bullshit. I keep feeling like the person, the Aiden person, is the person that's connected to somebody political, but I feel like they're connected to a genome. Like, I don't know if his daddy, his uncle, his daddy is connected or married to a genome. There's a genome that's connected to that family that I also feel like is connected to a melanite genite, excuse me, that is in some sort of political arena or something. I have so many hurts right now in my body, from my eye to the back of my neck, my head, my finger is broken or something. There are several injuries, but it did not happen by her drunk driving. That did not happen. I'm done.
Is it like a was it like, oh, I don't even know how to say it. Like, was it like they was trying to make it go like they wanted her maybe sexually and it went left, or was it supposed to be a botched, maybe like
I
a botched
feel like Carbon, I feel like the girl set this into play. I really do. Because I feel like she was jealous, and I feel like an argument ensued, and he's protecting the girlfriend, and there's some other shit because Spirit kept saying they met someone. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if she was supposed to be talking to somebody else that they was going to see, you know, because it feels like several things happening here with another person involved. And I'm not saying that person is Aiden, very well could be, but there was a male that they were also going to meet.
Carbon, I sent a video to your Instagram before the Kylie photos. Can you play that video for Governess, please? Because my setup's a little bit different tonight.
Let's see. You sent it to my messages, or?
Yeah, your Instagram messages from Grand Rising. You might have to check your requests inbox.
Okay, hold on. I'm not saying anything from you, dear.
Hold on, let me send it from. There's a video of the mom talking to the two individuals that were in the vehicle with her. 1 second.
Somebody said, Melanite Nomad said they were supposed to go, I guess, and meet an old male teacher.
Somebody else found it? Okay.
Oh, okay. Who is that? Who got it?
Let me see if I can just play the sound for you all. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
They don't need to tell you what to say.
Okay.
I'm thinking it's happened because I still don't remember anything. So what I'm pretty sure is what happened, what I'm getting out of it, when I see the tree, because I'm seeing that they don't need to tell you what to say. You need to tell me here what you're saying. I can hear the people in the
That's the
background.
girlfriend.
Hello? Yes. Miss Yolanda, it was me and Kira up the whole time. Rhonda was asleep the whole time. Who is this? Who is this? Who is this? I've been trying to talk to you. Okay, go ahead. All right. Hello? Tell me what happened, Mike. You got any questions for me? Yeah, I got a question for you, Mike. What happened? Rhonda was asleep. It was me and Kira up the whole time. Okay, and what happened, Mike? Tell me what happened. Tell me what happened, Mike. Where's the question? How can I tell you just what happened? No, you was there. You was in the car. Tell me what happened. I was in a trauma. I don't remember. You see what I'm saying, Mike? Let me tell you something, Mike. No, listen to me. Listen to me. And I need you to listen good to me. I'm listening to you very well. Because you know, of all people, Kira was close to you. She called you her cousin. Did she not? Yes. So this is the part I'm having a problem with. Ever since this been happening, the story have changed, Michael. I came down, and listen, I came down there yesterday. I asked your mom to let me come and see you and talk to you. She didn't answer. Yes, she did. She was on the phone. She talked to me. She told me to give her 2 hours, and she was going to call me so we could come out to that coach's house. I waited all day and night for your mom. You see what I'm saying? So my thing of it is this right here. When I got down there and I went to the spot, when everything that was said to me didn't make sense to me. Because it's a house right there and everything else. Everything has been I lost my memory and this and that. See, this is the problem I have. Listen, no, can you hear me? Hear me right quick. Because I need you to hear this before you speak. Yes, ma'am. Kira loved y'all. She even wrote me a text and said that y'all with her friend, y'all was her family. Those was her last word. Her first words was Aiden, Mike, and Rhonda, and all these people was her family and Demaja. You see what I'm saying? So as her family, and y'all know I love my baby with everything in me, y'all owe it to me to tell me the truth. What happened?
Okay, we're gonna have to make a part 3 because there's a lot more to that call.
So what happens in the rest of that call, right, is that he ends up telling the mom, well, what is it? Oh, sorry. He ends up telling the mom, well, what is it that you want to know? And I turned my camera off because I was all the way up in here and I just felt really uncomfortable because that was real personal. But he ends up telling the mom, what is it that you want to know? And then the young girl tries to chime in again. And the mom says, I don't even want to hear from her at this point because I already had feelings that she wasn't really for my daughter. And now I'm feeling that way definitely because she's playing games. So I didn't share that with you before, and you validated that information with what you were saying, along with a whole bunch of other stuff as far as the time gaps go and all of those things. And the long stretch
was
of
that
road
said in there too?
Yes, overnight it was just a few hours between the last ping and when the phone was disconnected, and the time that the mom ended up speaking. So all of this would have been done overnight throughout that whatever process they were dealing with. And then again, the mom didn't talk until hours later to the 2 women on the phone, and that's when they had said to her, they kept playing around, and she was like, is my child unalive? And that's when the phone had hung up. So they still hadn't given her the full story. Some have also said that the man that keeps showing up has been labeled as Aiden's dad, which is really interesting because why would you be showing up to the site saying that your 2 sons were in the car? So that's another mystery around this whole thing. But what happens on this call is Mike then ends up saying to her, she ends up telling them, you know what, now I know how I'm going to face you in court. because I realized that y'all were never for my daughter in the first place. And he's like, but I'm trying to tell you what you want to know. And then she says to him, well, go ahead and tell me what happened. And he said, no, you asked me questions. I mean, like, what version did you hear? And that was the end of the video that I saw. Why would you need someone to tell you what version of the story they heard when you lived it? So
Either it's the truth or it's not.
That's crazy as fuck. Real quick before we get out of here, we about to get out of here. Somebody just sent me NBA Lil Pap has been sentenced to 5 years in prison for killing G Money after accepting a plea deal. G Money is the one I just did the Walk with Crime on. Ain't that crazy how that all just came to be? I had spoke to his mom a while ago after I did that. This is so unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? And I can't even make the shit make sense. But that's deep.
before we go, sending condolences and healings to all of these families that are going through this and experiencing this.
Absolutely. Y'all, it's been a wonderful, great show. I hope you all have enjoyed yourselves. Committee, panel, like always, wonderful time with you all. I love you all. We love you all, committee. And until next time, don't trust no genome. Don't trust no G-Night. Love you.